Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Hijinks and Dungeon World. Ba-ba-da-ba. An actual play Dungeon
No.
World live stream with QueueTimes. We're back. It's been months. It's been months. It's good to be back. I'm glad to see some people here. We got Henchman Ray in the chat with a woo. Yeah, this will be cool. Things look a little different right now. If you've seen the show before, I just want to say right off the bat, generally we're hijinks and handlebars. When everything went into a pandemic and we went to remote, we started doing a Dungeon World campaign. That is what we're doing right now. And if you want to see any of the previous stuff that we've done, you can find everything on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel. The Dungeon World stuff is in a playlist called Hijinks and Dungeon World, and the Kids on Bikes stuff, which if Dungeon World is like Lord of the Rings or D&D kind of thing, then Kids on Bikes is like Stranger Things. The Kids on Bikes one is in a playlist called Hijinks and Handlebars, and that's all on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel. This is episode 23. This is our return to the end, and I'm pretty excited about it. I want to get some thank yous out at the top here. I want to thank Hunters Entertainment because they published Kids on Bikes. That's what we played for a long time, but they also gave me a backpack and some dice that were Kids on Bikes branded. So I appreciate that, and I want to thank them for that. And I want to thank QueueTimes, of course, for hosting us and making sure that we continue doing this in a pandemic and outside of a pandemic and whatever. They're really great. I would encourage you to check out the rest of the shows on the roster. We have Blackness and Dragons going on right now, which is really, really awesome. It's an entire, if you can't tell, it's an entire cast of Black people, and they're telling a really awesome story using D&D, and it's really sick. And some of them are very close friends of like us and some of the other cast and crew, so it's cool. Yeah, check that out. Power Play is another one, and there's a ton of other shows. Look at all of them. There's also a huge back catalog of all of those shows and all of the other shows that QueueTimes has hosted and done throughout the years, I suppose. All of that is on the QueueTimes and YouTube channel. This show, it's been so long I forget what order I do things in. Let's see. Someone said, "Ooh, dang, it's Remy." Yes, it is. You're from Court of Corvids, the other show that I'm on that QueueTimes does. I suppose I'll just say, hi, I'm William. I'm William, they, them, and I am the GM for Hijinks in the Dungeon World. Spencer?
Hi. Wow. It normally never comes to me this fast. Hello, friends. I'm Spencer LaBelle. They, them. I will be playing Cormag.
So this show is about the end. It's using Dungeon World as a family, foster family of sorts that have stumbled into and in some ways been yanked into the end of the world, a very extreme apocalypse scenario. Because this show is 99.9% improvised, I do want to give a little bit of a content warning out here up front. We are not trying to be edgy or anything. We're generally trying to do the opposite, but sometimes you personally might find some things that are triggering that it isn't like generally offensive or anything, and that's okay. Like the things that are for you personally hard to watch are important, and I can't guarantee those things aren't going to come up, but we are trying our hardest to be as accessible and watchable and inclusive as possible with our show. So hopefully it won't be anything too out there. But if something does come up, please just shut the stream off, step away from your computer, do whatever you need to do in order to keep yourself safe. Your mental health and stability is far more important than anything that we're doing right here. We're a show, we will be here, but if you want to continue watching at some point later on, or you want to keep watching the show and it's just that one part, please feel free to reach out to us. You can check out at Handle Stream, which is the Twitter and Instagram for this, and or you can get a hold of me on my personal Twitter and Instagram, which is at kwilliamwhite. And I will give you all of the information you need to keep up with the show with none of the stuff you don't want to hear. So please take care of yourself, reach out if you want to, and I'm happy to have all of you here right now. So with that said, is there still a tip jar? I remember I used to do like tip jar stuff and say like !coin to donate to the shows. If that's still a thing, yes. Then you can do that. That is something that you can do. And I do have chat pulled up, so like I will see some things like ABN Grunt says, "OMG, I love you, William." Thank you. Don't know who you are, but thanks. And I'm excited to see all the other people that are here. Especially I see, Laura and Jonas, who are going to be involved in the show later on. So this is going to be great. Okay. This show is about the end of the world. A lot has happened. This is episode 23. More specifically here, though, Cormac. You are sitting in the office of the leader of your sect of the cult. You're in the tower. That towers over Evram, the city to the east on this continent. And for the past few days, you have been picking off this group of rebels that just won't leave the cult alone. Today, however, you have brought forward the notion that there might be a heist of some sort underway, and your concern has been brought to the attention of your leader. Your leader, Gwyneth, is pacing back and forth with you and 5 other members of the cult up in the highest point of the tower, where the most valuable things are, just across from the office of Gwyneth. Now, Gwyneth is a lizard creature, but like dry lizard, like very tall reptilian, extremely, extremely different from Dowser, who is another character in this show. It's not like this person isn't from Soar or anything like that. This is just a completely different species altogether, but it is a salamander lizard person, and she looks like kind of like stone and is like very sturdy, like scars all over, these muted like earthy and greenish tones, and she wears full plated armor and generally has a helmet on that has like that like arc where you can only see like the eyes pretty much. But right now she doesn't have her helmet on, and like I said, she is pacing back and forth, and she goes, okay, this is something that we are prepared for. So here's what's going to happen. Cormac, very quickly you've dealt with these people. And I can't thank you enough. We were having a real struggle with these rebels. If you in fact think that they are coming here tonight, to take care of something, stealing something from us, something valuable.
It's in my bones.
It's in your bones. Well, I don't really trust people this quickly, Cormac, but with the way that you've dealt with them, I have no choice. I don't trust any of these other people. And she gestures to the rest of the crew that are in this room. I don't trust them to do anything. They hadn't been doing anything for the past few weeks.
With all due respect, it's because you employ a bunch of fuck-ups.
She smiles. Okay, Cormac, I'll leave it to you. I have other business to attend to. We have guards all the way up the tower. They're not going to get up here. I don't know exactly what they're after, but... And she gestures up to this sort of slightly glowing magical key up on the wall that is displayed like very like trophy, like if this is any indication of what you can do. Well, I would like to add a few more trophies to my wall.
I think there's something sort of magnetic about that. You take it, and then they want it. And then you take them, and then more come for them. And you create a domino effect. And then boom. No more rebels. Ritual goes off fine. And we, especially including your dear friend Cormac, become godlike figures. I don't know what the deal is. I don't fucking care.
Cormac, I'm gonna be straight with you here. I caught like half of that. But that's not why I hired you. That's not why you're here. Okay.
Is it the mumbling or is it volume?
It's a little bit the mumbling. It's the mumbling a little bit. And also, the cutting me off. Okay.
Well,
Cormac, please.
No, I don't want to be rude.
Cormac, okay. You know what? You first. It is by my decree. I say you go first right now.
Well, as a lizard, you only have little holes in
Are
the
you
side
getting
of your
worse?
head.
Is it worse? It's getting harder to understand you.
Well, fine, I'll repeat myself. As a lizard, you have little holes in your head. You don't have the full ear-like structure. That's probably why. You could probably get, like, an artificial ear made
Okay, we're not.
to resolve that.
We're not talking about this. All right. Okay. Great. So,
One last
Cormac.
question. Hang on. One last
Oh
question.
my. And she starts to just like storm out of the room, and she's like, "Take care of everything, or it's your tail and your head that will be mounted on my wall." She leaves, and the other five, like, it lets you know when like a boss that everyone hates leaves the room. That happens. Like all five of the rest of them are like their shoulders go down and they go, "Oh my gosh."
All right, now personally, I would be so honored if the fucker who killed me mounted my tail on the wall. And Cormag kind of flexes his tail at this point and kind of brings the tip up to his shoulder so he can kind of pet it. And it is a very large scorpion tail. It is a scorpion tail. Cormag, just to give you all a visual, is like part human, part like scorpion creature. Has like kind of chitinous plates running up all on his body. He wears lots of layers, very baggy clothes to kind of help hide and conceal it, but does have very noticeable like chitinous plates on his face and just this striking green hair going back. All right. Pull it in. So these fuckers have got a bird. And they've also got another bird. I think we take our little trophies, we take our little treasures, we take our little tools, we bring them down to the bottom level. They fly in, they come to the top, boom, run into the main of our
Cormac, you're
Cormag,
doing
who
that
has
thing
like
again where you're mumbling too much and we can't understand you.
I'm sorry, it's the chitinous plates. If you've ever played Mass Effect, Cormag kind of has like a chitin around the mouth too. Like it's like a Turian mouth. If you don't know what that is, look up Garrus from Mass Effect. Turians are an alien race. They're very cool. They have like lots of chitinous plates. Cormag's mouth looks like that. And then bada bing, bada boom. We ambush him at the top level. Majority of forces. Boom! Mission handled.
The other five of them,
let's get moving.
Yeah, the other five of them nod and they like get into place. They're a little bit less like stoked about this than you seem to be, but they're willing to like. There's a part of them that just seems like they don't think something is actually going to happen tonight. They're like, there's no way somebody would have the guts to attack the tower. There's no way. And whatever valuable thing we have up in the safe, they're not going to get it because like even if they get up here.
I'm sorry. They attacked Way. They attacked Novray. I don't know what the fuck happened in Syndrome. What? Why? I'm sorry. Can anyone in this room give me one good reason why you're special?
Well, Toad's got 3 toes, like extra.
That's
Toad's got
fucking incredible.
Toes. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got 3 extra toes. Yeah, 3 extra toes on the left foot, and then I got no toes on the right foot, so I'm still pretty useless. Like
balances out.
But I guess that would make me special.
All right. We got 5 people. All right, Todd, you and the other one. I want you two to watch the front gates. You and you, halfway down, you stick with me. And before I want to go, you know, I didn't want to ask him myself, but Gwyneth, like, who's her boss? I've only talked to Gwyneth. She doesn't really answer questions like that, but like, she has to report to someone who Who's above her is my question.
You
Because
saying the
frankly,
boss
I
boss?
think the boss boss.
The boss boss?
The boss boss.
That's above all of our pay grade. I've never known. I just know Gwyneth. And I know
Well,
Felsnor. But Felsnor is like the one from Sindral or something.
uh-huh.
Like each place has like a leader for each city. And then they all report back to like that kind of like wasteland that's sort of like northeast of Soar. You know what I'm talking about? The place with
How
all of
far
like
northeast?
I'm sorry, what?
Northeast of shore. How far?
I'm sorry.
How many miles northeast of
I'm
shore?
sorry, what? Northeast from Soar?
Yeah, how far?
How far?
How far? Where is this wasteland? How do you know she's not spending what should be your bonus out drinking somewhere? Where is this place?
Um, I don't know. I've never been.
I even know it's northeast. Northeast of shore. I'm just
Well,
doing a bit. I know it's northeast.
okay, fine. You know what? It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not like we're gonna go there. We're stationed here. So, what do you need to know?
What? I mean, just talk with me for a second. You're not the
Oh
little
my
bit
gosh, Cormac!
curious.
I'm not here to talk. I'm here to like stand guard. You know?
All right, fine. All right, here's how we're gonna do this. The other two, I said to run downstairs. Have they acknowledged that at all?
Yeah, they ran downstairs.
Cool. All right, tell you what. I'm gonna reach into my pouch. I'm gonna grab a kind of small handful of gold coins. There's no raid coming. We're good. Run down to the store. Get a fuckload of smokes. Get a fuckload of drinks. We're gonna have a good night tonight.
Parlay.
That is gonna be a 5+1 for a6.
A 6, you say?
Yes, which I believe in that circumstance, that's I for a second I thought 6 to 9 was a mixed success.
Yeah, so you hand the gold off to this guard, and they like take it in their hand and like hear what you say for a second, and then look at you like kind of stone faced for a second, and a little smirk, and then they go, "Huh, okay, cool. Uh, that's good to know. Sweet. Well, I guess I'll see you later then." And they just start walking off.
Right. Cool. So that's leaves one in the room with me, right?
Yeah, there's two in the you sent two off down the hall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were five, and then you made six, so there's two more.
All right. Which one of you is the better shot with a bow?
Oh, that's definitely not me. It's
Are you you're equally bad?
I'm just bad. I'm bad. I've never used a bow. I'm more of like I've got like a sword, and I have a whip.
All right. Wait. That could be something.
Yeah, they call me the Whip Man, and also
Nobody calls you
Todd.
that.
I'm Todd or the Whip Man.
Todd. Nobody calls you that.
Some people call
You
me
may
the Whip
think
Man.
Todd. How to put this to you politely. People are appeasing your fragile ego, Todd, and maybe they will say it in your presence, but that's just a thing that is it's performative. Nobody
No,
like calls you Todd behind closed doors. All right, tell you what. Go downstairs. Ask the two fuckers down there. Ask him if anybody calls you the Todd. No, better yet, here, you, Todd. You would be a bad example. They of course, they lie to Todd. You go ask him. Ask him if anybody calls Todd the Whip Man. See what they
I
say
don't know if
behind
should I
closed
be
doors.
the one to say it. I mean, I'll call Todd the Whip Man.
You're just gonna contradict me like that, just because
I
you
call
were
Todd the Whip.
together.
It's not a contradiction. Everybody calls Todd the Whip Man. Have you seen him do anything with a whip? Pretty good.
All right, show me. What do we got here?
Okay. I mean, Cormac, you haven't been here very long, so perhaps you just need to see Todd using a whip.
All right, well, what's the best spot to do it on a whip? Can we like chuck rocks or like throw a bottle in the air, and then you can whip it out of the air from the roof? Can we do that?
Oh yeah. No, I can totally do that. I do. I mean, I can whip anything. I can whip anything.
Well, let's
Give me
go,
something to whip.
lads.
Just
Hey,
give me something to whip. I'll whip it.
I'm just gonna I assume there is a bottle somewhere in a room, perhaps two. I imagine if this is anything like a trophy room CEO desk, there might be a vanity with perhaps some nice little glass rock shot glasses, which is like really upscale for the area, you know?
Yeah.
Come on, let's go onto the roof. Let's go shatter some things with a whip, man.
Well, wait, shouldn't one of us stay down here though?
All right, now it just sounds like you're looking for excuses to not whip things,
Well,
whip
not
man.
me. Gary can stay down here.
All right, Gary. Gary.
Wait, I want to see the whipping.
We'll be gone 20 seconds. And here's the thing. If they're birds, they're going to be flying in from the top. We'll see everything. Let's go.
I'm sorry, Cormac. I don't understand what you just said. I don't understand it.
I'm out of here. And Cormac is gonna start going for the I assume there's some kind of hatch or ladder that leads to the roof.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
And Todd will follow, and Gary's like, okay, but look, when you come back down now, you need to do more whipping inside.
Just Gary. Just give it a minute.
I'm gonna need more whipping inside.
Gary, I'm telling you, come with us.
I can't come with you. I can't come with you. I've got to do my job, but I need to see more whipping inside.
All right. Here's a thought. Why don't you do your job on the roof? Nobody will know. Here, but it'll be fine.
Here, Parlay.
I'm gonna rub my hands as I'm doing. What?
Parlay.
I was actually gonna do something a little bit different.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
You know what? I'm gonna hide what I'm doing though. But if it's fail, no. It's a 7 to cast a spell. Hang on. What are the consequences for cast a spell? I think some of them are so cast a spell on a 7 through 9. The spell is cast. So I kind of am rubbing my hands as I'm doing that. And I'm like, I clap him right on the shoulder and be like, "Come on, Gary. Nobody will know. It'll be fine." And I clap him on the shoulder as I cast Charm Person. And on a 7 through 9, the spell is cast, but choose one. I draw unwelcome attention or put myself in a spot. The spell disturbs the fabric of reality, and I take -1 on going to cast a spell. And after it's cast, the spell is forgotten. And I am going to forget this spell until I prepare spells again.
Okay.
But, John Person, come on. It'll be fun. Let's go.
Okay, cool. You know what? I can't say no to a good whipping.
It's a good whipping.
And right? Gary follows you and Todd up to the roof.
All right. So I'm gonna set these up, and I'm gonna head over to like I assume ramparts of some kind, and I'm gonna start laying out glasses, kind of like at the shooting range where it's like bottles and you're like ping, 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 tin cans and whatnot. And I'm gonna start lay those out and be like, all right, Todd. You take your position. Gary.
All right.
Gary, stand with me, Gary.
I'm standing with you.
Right here.
Yeah, right here.
Cool. And as Todd starts going for the whipping, I'm just gonna have my little scorpion tail sneak up and just pierce Gary right in the back. And I'm gonna inject just a little bit of neurotoxin into Gary to put him to sleep while I'm like holding him up.
Since you have Todd, like you have narratively put Todd into a distracted position, but I still think this would be like, what is the
I can
what are
roll
the
for
defy
this.
danger? But can you roll with the defy danger with advantage?
I
And
can
this is
do
probably
that.
dexterity.
I'm moving quiet, moving sneaky. I'm trying to line up the crack of the whip with the sound of me stinging him, and I have my hand ready. So like I have an arm around him, and so like the second the whip cracks, I'm like covering his mouth as I like kind of inject him. That's going to be, thank goodness I have good dexterity, 7. I'm rolling so bad.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice.
Also, if this impacts where did I put it? The ruling. So I'm pulling this move for the Scorpion Tail. It does have its own independent move that I would roll on if it were a more action scenario, perhaps. But on a 7-9 for that specifically, it takes multiple attempts to hit your target, which costs multiple doses of limited poison. I can only deliver a partial dosage, which the effect is limited, or I put myself in a spot or draw unwanted attention. But I think it's more interesting if you choose.
Yeah, I think you get the sting off. You do it, but like Todd like whips and like immediately looks back to be like, "Oh, did you see that? Did you see that whipping?" And like like shocked completely, like
I fling Gary to the side. I charge Todd and just try to run him through.
Todd pulls back the whip and like starts jutting forward to like whip you. So give me was it hack and slash?
Yeah. Um that is going to be a 5 +3 for an 8.
Wow. Okay. Well, on a 7 to 9, you deal your damage to the enemy and the enemy makes an attack against you.
All right, I should pull out my D8 for that. And as Cormac does this, he kind of drags the tip of his blade kind of across the stones below feet, kind of create this arc of spark. So as he flicks up his blade, it's like this lash of fire coming off. Um, yeah.
What did you get?
I got a 2,
A
and
2.
I used the arcane bladework technique, Void Edge, to give my attack the messy tag, and I can slice through inanimate objects with ease, so I can just lash through his whip and just completely sever that. Or maybe an arm. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go for the arm.
Go for the arm. Okay, wow. Yeah, so as you do that, right before you get up to do your slash, Todd, I mean, like maybe you weren't paying attention because you weren't taking Todd's whipping very seriously. But in this moment, you realize, wow, Todd is the whip man. And before you can get to him, a whip lashes you right across the face and you take 5 damage.
God damn. As that whip lashes across my face specifically, so my mouth, which is primarily chitin, because it's kind of like chitinous plates right up here, and then it comes down, and there's like a little on the jaw. It looks like my whole jaw is like dislocated and unhinged. And what appeared to be my mouth of intersecting chitinous plates falls away as a mask. Just leaving it's just fleshy bits. It's a normal mouth under there. And I go back for the backswing. Arcane blade work.
Here it comes.
Cool. That time it's a 10.
All right. Do you want to choose to get dealt damage in return or do an extra d6? Not get damage in return to do an extra d6.
I'm going to, with arcane blade work, deal my damage, and since my blade work is flawless, I'm going to deal 2 techniques. One of them is going to be the same void edge thing that I just did, so I still have that kind of sparking flare that's lining the edge of it. So I'm just kind of coming around. And the other is going to be torrential, in which the opponent lets block my attack as it comes down in a flurry of blows. I'm paraphrasing this as I pull it up. Torrential technique. Your attack ends with a flurry of strikes that your opponent must dedicate effort to blocking or avoiding. If they instead attack you in response to your attack, deal your damage again. So I'm going to do that and also deal an extra d6.
Wow. Okay. So Todd has to like either block this stuff or take another full attack,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
Okay. How is the blocking happening?
Me blocking or Todd blocking?
Todd blocking, I suppose.
Cool. Right. So it's kind of like as I go. If you've ever seen the earlier Fire Emblem sprites where like the Swordmaster gets a critical hit and it's like a bunch of after images attacking all at once. It's a lot like that. But this is we're normally bound by more harder physics system, so it's not like people can move so fast. There are like after image, right? So it's so suddenly Todd is looking at it and it's like this like sparking blade is coming at him from like 3 different directions. Take your pick, Whip Todd. Which way are you gonna block from?
Wow. Roll your damage, I guess.
Cool. Oh my god. 2
damage.
2. Oh man.
Wow, Todd, you're in a boss battle right now.
The highest number I have rolled so far is a 3 on any independent die.
Yeah, so you deal another 2 damage to Todd, and Todd is looking rough. And at this point, Todd is just like, instead of getting in a fight with you because you chopped off Todd's whipping arm, Todd is just like, oh no, I won't let you ruin what we've been building. And then Todd like tries to bolt past you to get through like the latch door and go back down into the area below.
As he crosses me, I whip around and
hey, don't you dare say whip. You're not the whip man.
And I whip out my hand crossbow and plunge it and bolt right in between the shoulder blades as he passes.
Todd goes down.
Thunk. Fucking Whipmaster. God damn. Fucking Whipmaster. What the hell? Whipmaster? Whipmaster. And Danail is kicking around this whip hanging out. Oh, this is bullshit.
And Danail is kicking around this whip. Danail, what? Jake, that's your cue. Okay.
And Danail is actually going to grab the mask, which when it hit the ground, it just kind of seemed like a carved wooden mask. But as like Danail puts it back on and kind of like flows his hand, it's kind of like a little minor illusion to make it seem like it's moving and seems like a part of him.
Great. Yeah, Danail, what are you doing from here?
Okay, cool. After resetting myself, I am sending myself descending back into the room with the safe house. And I'm just going to take a quick second to lock the lower door before exploring this room in greater detail. So we had, if I recall, a very important look at what was on the mantle. It was a key, right? They just left it out open.
Like a magic key.
Cool. Pocketing that. I imagine it's like one of those very old, like rustic sort of iron keys, unless we have another description for it. So I'm just kind of like whirling it around my finger.
And you are here for a very specific purpose. I suppose I mean, like, I don't think you would have like put this together unless you knew where the thing was that you're here for. So it isn't like a locked safe underneath the Gwyneth's desk.
I'm just gonna take a second, look at the key, look at the safe, look at the key, look at the safe. It's a magic key. And I'm gonna try the key on the safe.
You know what? You touch the key to the safe and it opens.
Oh, I wish I could keep you. I'm gonna pocket that and start rummaging through the safe's contents. I imagine it is some highly documented, confidential. The documents are confident. The
So actually,
documents are so confident.
what you
Sorry,
find
what's
in
in there?
here, is this like small like block, like the box kind of thing that is shaped kind of like a symbol of a giant like sea creature, the sort, but it's flat. It's flat on top, flat on bottom, but and it's kind of got a
Mhm.
lid. And this is good. It's like Kraken esque in its imagery, very ornately like etched in on this wooden box.
Mhm.
And you lift off the top of it, and it is a compass basically, but it is a compass that is not pointing like north south or whatever. It is just a compass that is, no matter like what way you turn, it is always like in one specific direction that is not north or south.
And I'm just gonna kind of pull the compass out of the box for a second, and I'm just gonna kind of walk very slowly in a crescent moon around the room, um, making sure that the arrow, um, is remaining steady, that the arrow is not like wheel, 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 wheel. The arrow knows
Yeah,
where
it's
it's
remaining it's
pointing.
remaining steady. This is very much like in Pirates of the Caribbean where they have the
Yeah.
yeah, it's like that. Yeah. So you grab that, you snag the key, you grab that, and that's what you came here for.
Mhm.
What do you
There's one
do?
last thing I would like to see for. To
Yeah.
see for. I am just like not. I wish I could roll a 4. I am not completing my sentences today. Um, in the last couple days, I as Cormag have been doing some side jobs for the cult, very quickly ingratiating myself by stealing from Evram's rebellion a very potent and powerful magic key, um, earning their trust. Uh, have I been able to land eyes on at the city of Evram's ritual dagger that we have found in the other cities?
Oh, discern realities.
Let's see. Is that an intelligence or wisdom?
That one is a wisdom.
Oh boy. So that's going to be a 7 plus 0. There's my 4.
That's all right. On a 7 to 9, you ask one question, and one of the questions is, "What here is useful or valuable to me?"
Where dagger?
Where dagger?
Where dagger?
I will say, like in the time that you have been here, you have set eyes on the ritual dagger. You know where it is. It is on Gwyneth's belt.
Cool. And remind me, where did Gwyneth say she was going again?
She just said that she was leaving to take care of business. But as you have that thought, someone starts jostling at the door that you locked, and you hear on the other side of it a banging like immediately starts, and it is Gwyneth.
Oh, what's she
Um,
saying? Is she?
Hello, bang, 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 bang. I heard that you tried to bribe someone into taking the day off because there wasn't going to be a raid. I have a little bit of an issue with you,
Well,
Cormag.
Oh, well, Gwyneth, the first problem there is I did not bribe them to take the day off. I bribed them to get me smokes and get me drinks, which I'm not unlocking this door until I have both of.
Boom! The door blasts open as Gwyneth and the other three guards that are out there just barrel through.
I'm immediately like weaving my hands in a series of complex runes, and I'm gonna try and cast mirror image to fully divide myself into two.
All right.
Hell yeah, there it is. That's gonna be an 8 plus 3. Um,
Oh, sweet.
there are two of me now.
Yeah, Gwyneth draws a curved blade out of a sheath, like spins it around her hand, and the other three guards all take out short swords and are all pointing them at you. She's like,
So
"Hi."
you're the imposter.
Oh, I should
Why do
have
you think I
known.
was here? You
What do you think?
think I'm just some random nobody? No. Who do you think's in charge of this cult? And the guards behind her.
You're going to convince you're gonna try to convince them that you are the one in charge of like the whole cult.
I could smell a problem from a mile away.
Okay,
You think
give me a
a
parlay.
nobody. You think a
Give me a parlay
nobody.
at disadvantage.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe that disadvantage will offset the double sixes I just rolled. No shit. That's a 6 and a 2, so that's gonna be an 8. Plus 1, so that's gonna be a 9.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9 with parlay, you have to. They need some concrete assurance of your promise right now that you are the leader of this cult. And Gwyneth goes, "You're not the leader.
Oh
I've
yeah?
spoken directly to the leader. You guards, kill him, kill
Well,
this imposter."
I've spoken with the leader too, and do you know what he told me? Um, and then in the next word, my next words are the incantation to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay, give me that roll.
Mother. That's a 2 and a 1 plus 3 for 6. So I'm doing one of those ones where like so I was gonna like have the mirror images leap into each other, so only one would be after that move, and then it happens, and there's still two of us, and I'm like, ah, fuck.
As soon as you try to do that, like nothing happens, and then with that, the guards all plunge their swords towards you, and I need you to defy danger.
Hell yeah.
You can use dexterity or whatever.
Yeah,
And
I
I need
think
to roll to hit you, right? Because you have
yeah, when I am hit, I roll a d6, and if it's a 4, 5, or 6, it has hit the illusion instant. Or rather, when I am attacked, roll a d6. So I am currently being attacked. So I think if I on this d6 I roll a 4, 5, or 6, the mirror image soaks this for me. That's a 1. They land hits, or would land hits on me, I guess. But I will be trying to
defy
deftly
danger.
dodge and weave out of that.
Deftly dodge and weave.
Yeah,
Duck,
that's going to be
dive, dip, dodge, and duck, or whatever. Dodge, duck,
uh
dip.
guess what I rolled? It's a 5.
You rolled
Plus
a 5?
2 for a 7. I'm gonna die. Y'all, this is like the worst string, and then I get double sixes to sell this fucking lie, but it's a disadvantage, so I lose the double sixes. This is incredible.
Yeah, you go to dip out of the way. How would you do it? Are you like trying to tumble away or something, or?
I think it's in part backstep, create distance. So they're going for that immediate lunge, right? So I'm taking a step out. So now I have gone out of their range, as well as,
So you
of
would
course, I'm
think
throwing in some slight strafe.
You would think that, wouldn't you? But you misjudge because you haven't had your tail for very long, and you you try to back up, and your tail runs into the desk right behind you.
I step on my tail, trip, and have to do a backflip to roll back up my feet. I meant to do that.
And the blades come towards you and stab at you, cutting at pieces and parts of your body, and you take 7 damage. And Gwyneth cackles. Kill him. And they all lunge for you again.
I'm going to just sweep my sword in a way that a very thin and light blade like a rapier is not intended to. I'm just grabbing 2 hands and just throwing it out there. And I am using arcane blade work, and what I'm hoping will happen is in a wave, it's just a wave of spectral blades flinging out, kind of like Cloud of Daggers is a spell. It's like just this shockwave, and then it's just like all this rotating blades, like just flushing. But let's see if I can do that. That's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So because of my arcane blade work is flawless, I can deal damage and add 2 techniques. The 2 techniques I'm doing are, which is it? Mirage. So illusions strike nearby enemies. So I'm able to kind of do this in this radial sort of way. And I am doing torrential. So it's just like this. And you know what? It's going to be very Demon Slayer-esque when I say wave, so it's like a very kind of rolling, crashing wave of blades coming at them. And I'm just gonna swing, leaving this surge of spectral blades going after them, and then I'm just gonna kind of dart for Gwyneth. And I'm gonna try and get another attack on her if this works.
So do those waves of like swords and stuff do damage, or is it just like a?
I think so. Because the way Mirage
It'll be a part
technique,
of your hack and slash, or no? Go ahead.
Yeah. The arcane blade work is deal damage plus technique. So it's kind of like doing hack and slash with intelligence as part of the arcane duelist's kit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mirage, you create illusions of yourself that strike additional enemies near your target. Illusions deal your damage, but do not apply any techniques.
Oh, okay.
So technically, the Mirage is not applying the torrential. Yeah.
Cool. Roll some damage for me.
Bet you it's a 1. It's a 6.
And you're aiming at how many extra mirages do you have? How many extra attacks do you have?
It just says near your target. So near
you could hit
tag.
everyone.
Then hell yeah, I'm hitting everyone.
Okay, so the 3 guards that were striking at you, all of them drop to the ground, and Gwyneth like bounces back like in pain.
Sweet. Then what I'm going to try and do here is I'm gonna use my tail sting again, and I'm gonna try and whip her, and I want to get her in her arm and deliver a dose that won't full on put her out, but will enough to make her be unable to fight back, so I can maybe get a few questions out of her. All right, that's going to be plus dex, which is going to be 5 plus 2 for 7 plus 2 for 9. In which case it may take multiple doses, or it is only a partial dosage, so the effect is limited and I may need to act fast, which sounds about right.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you have her stunned here for a second, but it definitely, like, you need to act very fast.
Cool. Then at that point, I'm going to grab the dagger off of her belt, and I think I'm going to make for the stairs.
Yeah, great. I mean, with that, with the stun that you just planted, you can grab the dagger and you can start heading for the stairs. But a short moment after you start heading that direction, you do hear the sound of footsteps like bounding in your same direction. And then you hear shouting down as you are going down the stairs. Gwyneth yell, "Imposter! Intruder! Cormag is the enemy."
What were the words? I had a phrase. I had a somatic component written for my spells earlier, but I've forgotten them.
Noctis and Turnum or something like that.
Noctis Veil Persona.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and cast invisibility. I forgot Charm Person. So I'm gonna try and get another invisibility off if I can.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be a 9 plus a 3 for an 11, 12, 11, 12.
12. Yeah. Yeah, you cast invisibility, and as you're charging down the stairs, you this is a tower. I mean, like, there's one spiral staircase that's going around the perimeter of the tower on the inside, and it's like stopping at floors, kind of like the one that was in Way, and like the sort of like the one that was in Nova as well. But you hear just a slew of guards charging up the stairs, and with you being invisible, they don't see you, but it is like they're taking up so much of the room that the only way you're going to be able to get past them without them running into you is for you to
So what the guards see is they see Cormag just drop that like down real low, like, you know, like, oh shit, this linebacker is gonna tackle me. And then Cormag charges down the stairs, but then just starts running up the side of the walls, and like goes for a leap over them to roll down. And that's the mirror image, not Danail himself.
Oh, okay. I was like standing here like, what? Yeah. So they all, oh, that's so good. Yeah, they all just start chasing your mirror image. Like, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna try and keep as close to their rear as possible. At about this stage, how high up are we?
You when you started, you were probably about 100 feet up, but as you're like charging down the tower, the stairs are at about like a pretty decent slant, not something that would be scary to like run up or anything. So I think you're getting down fairly quickly, about 30 feet down now. So you're still about like 65 to 70 feet in up from the ground level. But there are two levels, as you're going down the tower. There's a level that goes into the greater castle, and then there's another level below that is like the ground level, and that goes into the castle, but immediately then like opens up to the outside, like so past the castle and like further into Evrim, to where you can either go into the city of Evrim further or off to one of the ports. And the Evrim is a port city. Like, it's surrounded by water and everything. So
I'm picturing it very like Venetian, lots of canals.
yeah, yes, yeah. And you know that you are heading towards one of the ports. That's the plan.
Okay, cool. So just to review, off that description, so the tower is kind of like kind of in, like it has like an outer wall, you said. So
Yes,
it's not like it's like fortified.
Yes.
What is there? There's a move. I think it's I think it might be discern realities for recalling information.
And that's spout lore if you want.
Spout lore. Oh, I dropped a die. That's fine. I have a backup. I'm gonna try and spout lore and see if I can recall if the wall is like the outer wall is particularly near any of the towers interior. So if I were to say, of course there are walls, but if I could hypothetically bypass the inanimate object that is a tower wall, I could leap from that height, and it was near enough to make that jump.
Oh, sure. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, spout lore. It's positioned in the walls asymmetrically.
And spout lore is intelligence.
Is it going to be a 13?
13. Okay, yeah. I mean, like you know the layout of this place pretty well. You took it upon yourself to like really memorize your escape routes and everything. So as you're like halfway down the tower, you know that there is a window that you can jump out of that leads to like a barracks wall. The jump is like a little extreme for the regular person, but like if you like someone of your athleticism and everything could and dexterity could like nail that, like do a tumble and a roll and like get out on the outer barracks wall, run across that, and then like climb down and get into the upper floor of this castle.
Hell yeah. Um, I do have a really cool move that I think will help me. In that I have floating step, which if I get a 10 plus in my arcane blade work, which I have +1 forward to my next defy danger. So I think with my mirror image kind of distracting them, and I assume it's not very long without me like mentally piloting it. Like I think the
Yeah.
second it kind of is out of sight, it kind of just stalls. And then they can like shatter it and are like, hey, what? And I'm gonna make a running leap. I assume this is defy danger dexterity to get like
Yes.
speed and a clean dismount. And hopefully I can kind of do like one of those double jumps where it's just like boom, there's just kind of an invisible disc right where I put my foot to try and get an extra kick step. This roll is +3. That is a 5, 8.
Oh, I thought you got a 5 total. I was like, you rolled snake eyes. Okay, so on an 8, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. I I offer a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. The ugly choice is if you do the jump, you will get hurt. Or you can stay in the tower and try a different way down.
I'm gonna shed one of the heaviest outer coats that I've been kind of using as part of my Cormag outfit just to kind of drop a little bit of weight. And it kind of shows where I've kind of been stabbed a couple times. How the injuries do not look nearly as severe as they should be, where arcane warding has softened those blows. I'm going to psych myself up and I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to
All
take
right.
that damage.
Yeah, so you do this jump, and I mean, like you're very skilled. It's not like you screwed up, and it's not like this is like, oh, this is a goof moment. Like you're nailing this jump for the most part, like better than anyone really could. It's just like a very difficult jump, and it's pretty far down. You would have had to have been like key precise to not get hurt at all, but like with this, it's not going to be like too terrible. I rolled a 1 for the damage. So you yeah, you hit the ground and you do a little tumble and you tumble like you tumble almost perfectly. But a little bit of your weight does sink into your ankles like right when you hit, and your ankles and your heels like just get a tinge of that like impact. But you tumble through it. The rest, like your spine and everything, like is good. You made sure to like get that tumble in before you compressed. So you tumble out of it. You're up on the barracks wall, and from inside the tower, you suddenly hear people go, "Hey, it was fake. It wasn't him. It wasn't him."
And I'm booking it.
So you're running across the outer wall of this barracks, and one thing that you can do is you can climb down from the outside, which is a further climb, and it would get you down to ground level, or you can climb down the inside, and it's a faster climb, but it would get you on that second like upper level that's still inside the castle. What would you like to do?
I think I will try to go down the inner level. I'm gonna take the inner path again.
Okay. Yeah, you can take a little bit of your time with this. You are still invisible, so it's not like anybody's gonna see you climbing down.
I forgot. I'm still invisible, aren't I? Huh.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so you Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll for this because you didn't like really hurt yourself too much on that fall, and you're doing okay. And you climb down the inside of it, and you see like guards and everyone like is running around. Like everyone's like, Cormag, he's like, hey, we gotta get him, we gotta get Cormag. And like people are like, hey, go, I'm gonna kill him for ruining this, our big day. Yeah, and you just hear that like shuffling around and everything. And you start heading towards what I assume to be like the the big like gated exit to the ground level that you know about. And you pass around a corner. And since you did so well in your spout lore earlier, you would know that like you are about to pass through basically like the guards' dining hall area. So all the guards who are kind of off duty, there's a lot of them running around, but some of them are still like stationed up here, and they're like in the middle of a meal and they're like eating, and some people are coming in and like eating and other people are leaving to like, but it's still pretty packed. There's a huge amount of guards here in this castle.
I'm picturing like Arya in Winterfell of having to like try and slowly, delicately weave my way through the crowd. And I think it's gonna be, I feel defy danger dexterity.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And you can take this at advantage because you are invisible. So there's like an added element of like them not seeing you, but you do have to like get around them, stay out of their way, and even like not make too much noise, like run into stuff or anything.
Yeah.
You get it?
Resist the temptation to snag that. Like, I mean, it's a really juicy looking biscuit. I mean, like that's some good bread. It's not barren bread, but it's bread. Hell yeah. That is a 6 + 5 + 2 for 13.
Great. Yeah. Paint me a picture.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of one of those ones where like you can kind of see Dale, like kind of in the audience camera, you can kind of see just the translucent image. And it's kind of like somebody crosses over as they walk down the main hall, and Danae just kind of like hugs the left as they go through. It's a few clear steps as somebody kind of lurches to get up. So it's like, okay, cool. Stop, let them lurch, go over, cross over, take a side step as they kind of turn back. So kind of step around going into there. I can see two people over to the left are arguing a lot, and like they're standing out and they're like shouting, right? So now I see people are going to pull through. So I just stop and like take a slight step to the corner as two people are like, hey, break it up. So I'm like right in the negative space, right? And now I've created a window on the right side. So I take kind of a hop step and I just kind of do a quick skip to get a little bit ahead. Stop myself so I don't bump into somebody still sitting there. Spin, pivot, and just walk out the door.
And right as you walk out the door, you get to the other side of it. You let out a breath of like relief, like very quietly. And from behind, like where you just came from, someone runs in and goes, "Oi, we gonna need all y'alls. Nobody's taking a break any longer. Come on." And that entire obstacle that you just like masterfully made your way through, all of the guards get up and they exit the entirety of the dining hall area, and it is now empty. Them all like searching through the castle to look for you.
I grab a sausage.
You move out toward the main gate, and there are 3 guards out there, one to each side, and then one center in the middle. They aren't looking back towards you; they're looking forward at the moment, stopping anybody from coming in. You make out like just past them. You see 2 cloaked individuals, sort of just lingering off to the side, and you catch the glimpse of a beak as it like looks from left to right for a moment. What do you do?
So there's 3 of them. About how far apart are each of them standing from the other?
There's about, I would say, like 7 to 10 feet between each one. It's kind of like a bigger sort of like gate.
Okay. And what kind of gate is it? It's like kind of the iron bars straight down.
Iron bars straight down. Yeah.
Cool. And they're on the opposite side.
They're on the opposite side. Yeah. And the gate is closed. And just about like 20 feet, like straight past them, you see those two lingering like cloaked figures.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get ready to cast I'm 3 guards stand before you. They're on the opposite side of the gate. You're invisible. To get past them, you have to do something about the gate. You can't open the gate because then they'll be like, wait, hang on a second. Or can I? I think I will actually just how do I open the gate? I should ask. Like, does
From
it
the
just swing
inside,
open?
there's like a crank off to the side that you can open, and there's usually somebody there, but they're like keeping the gate closed right now, and that person is off looking for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to start working on the crank as slowly as I can, so it's not like an immediate racket. Hopefully I can get a couple extra inches before they realize it's moving of their own accord. And I'm gonna do this one hand, and I'm gonna have I'm gonna keep hand crossbow ready and pointed at like where I think the first one is gonna come through.
Roll
That
defy danger. Probably strength or constitution, maybe, like for like how slow you're trying to do it.
That's gonna be a 6.
Okay, well you get it up. Like, and you see like there's an initial like slight sound like right when you start. And that like causes you to pause, and the guards like look around for a second and like stop, and like and you get it like all like pretty much all the way up. You got it like halfway right now. It's like it is just above where the height of those guards.
Mm-hmm. Does somebody need to be posted at
It needs to go
the
all the way up so you can lock it.
Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna kind of slightly adjust my tactics, and I'm gonna abandon doing it quietly now that I'm near the top, and start going it just trying to get it into a locked position, full well knowing they will come to me, and at least be intrigued.
Yeah, you like crank it all the way up, and it's like and it's going, and they stay still.
It's locked. I'm gonna still invisible, kind of take a step forward, draw out my blade again, so I'm kind of a blade in hand crossbow, and just kind of like look at their faces. Like, is there something funky going on here?
And then as soon as you get that close to them, the two that you are between both lunge for you.
No. I'm whipping up a shot. Hopefully I can get it like just right under the jaw on that one as I try to get blade ready over here.
Yeah. I'm gonna make this a hack and slash, just because you're so close.
Can I make it an arcane blade work?
Sure.
Sweet. That's gonna be 9. Which functions the same as hack and slash, except I get to apply a technique on this.
Okay, cool. What technique are you applying?
I am going to apply Soul Siphon. So I'm just going to, from a hidden pocket, I'm going to trickle some kind of purple energies that kind of sap strength and vigor from the target.
Okay, great.
And I
and what's
suppose
the
roll the
damage
damage. That is a 6.
That's a 6 on the damage. Okay, cool. And in return, these guards are like they pull out these blades, these like shorter blades, and they like stab at you as you are like zapping their energy and like attacking them as well. And you are going to take 6 more damage.
Yikes. And attacking does break the invisibility.
And in this moment, you know that
How much damage
the
was that?
two
Sorry.
that was 6 damage. You have armor, do you?
Yeah, I have 3 actually.
Wow. Okay.
Arcane
Anyway, yeah.
words, baby. As their blades go for me, there's kind of like the thinnest shimmer of arcane magic. The closer it gets, that kind of slows the momentum of the blades.
Yeah. And in this moment, you
And
know
purple
that
energy slightly sutures my wounds.
you need to get what you have to the 2 individuals that are cloaked off in front of you and get these guards away from them.
Cool. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to try and get off a mirror image and hopefully I can just kind of like take a step back while my mirror image kind of goes forward, so they almost immediately shatter the image, and I get my hands free. At which point I'm going to put the key in the box, the Kraken box, and I'm gonna chuck it like a football. Really trying to like make sure my fingers are in the right space, because a cube is not the most aerodynamic, but if I can get a good spin on it, it'll probably get some extra distance.
And then as soon as you're done with that, you split off to like run a different direction.
Hell yeah.
Give me that roll. It can be like
Yeah,
dexterity. It's defy danger dexterity.
Yeah. Double 6 sales.
Okay. Yeah. So you frisbee
That's
this thing.
15 because I'm going to use intelligence, since I am incorporating the usage of a spell-like effect to make it happen. Sorry.
You basically frisbee this thing. You charge off to one side, and what is the last thing that all of these people hear you say before you pass, like get so far away that they can't hear you anymore, as these guards are like chasing you?
They spotted him. He's heading to the East Court.
And that is where we are going to take our break. We will be right back. We'll be back in 10 minutes. So that's going to be, tell me what time it is. That's going to be at 7:55. We'll be back at 7:55. And so do whatever you got to do, get some water, do whatever. And we'll be back with a couple other people. The 2 of you have this box that is like being expertly flung at you as Nail runs off in another direction. 2 of the guards chasing him. One guard, however, is running towards you. As soon as you, boom, snatch the box out of the air, Din Din and Reynard, what would you like to do? Start with Din Din.
Does this count as combat?
This can. I mean, are you getting into combat?
Well, I'm gonna see red. I want to discern realities.
I get you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So that's a 19 plus.
Hold on.
Yes.
It's 2d6.
Oh, darn! I wasted.
You rolling a d20 over here?
Oh my god! It's been so long since Dungeon World. Let's do this. 7 plus 9.
Okay, on a 7 and 9 with discern realities, does it give you a special thing, or is it just a +1?
It's just a +1.
Cool. 7 and 9. You can ask one question. What happened here recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or valuable to me? Who's really in control here? Or what here is not what it appears to be?
Is what here is useful or valuable to me? I'll say.
Yeah. So like you're on the outskirts, like here, you're kind of on ground level. You know that like just off past you and kind of like to the left is a little bit of like a bazaar area where there's a lot of like shops and tents and stuff and like kind of taller buildings. So if you run away from this guard and you get to that area, you can likely, I mean, if you're agile enough, you can bound like up and get on top of some rooftops. That would help you escape this situation a little bit better.
Perfect. Reynard, to the market.
Yeah. To the market.
And the guard is like right behind you, like on your toes, like, hey, that's not yours.
Hey, you stay off my toes.
Can I get a defy danger from the two of you? So 2d6, and you can do strength for like running. You can do like dexterity for, you know, like dipping and dodging out of the way.
I am going to argue for strength here, and I'm going to do that's an 11 strength.
Okay, and Ray?
I'm gonna go for the dexterity on that, and I'm just gonna say that Reynard is like trying to run backwards while like trying to juke this guard because he's having fun with it.
Sure.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Reynard, duck.
I thought you were a pelican.
Oh, Jesus
kidding,
Christ.
Oh, no. It's begun. That was really good, actually. You know what? If I was editing this, I would not cut that out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
rolled a 7. Just
Okay.
FYI.
Yeah. But what did you want to do there, Din?
I want to trip him, and then I want to use a strength to like kind of rally at the guard coming in. Do like a little combo move, maybe.
Oh, I get you. Okay. Yeah. So like on a defy danger on a 7 to 9, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. Yeah. So Reynard gets the trip off. Like the guard is tripping, but Reynard is also tripping with the guard. It's kind of like I trip you, you trip me sort of situation. So Reynard and the guard are now both flinging towards your arm. You can go for this like attack, but you're going to hit Reynard as well.
Is Reynard? How is your con? Yeah.
I use con for my dump stat because I was told I wasn't gonna expect this character to live long, so but it's okay. I'll take the hit.
What? That character.
I'll actually run into this one. I'll flinch and I'll take them. I'll body check them, but I won't like do my
so the three of
thing.
you get into a little tumble here then, I think. You're on based off your defy danger though, Din, you're still like you're in control, so you can like you'll be able to like tumble and like get up pretty immediately. But you see that Reynard is like pretzeled with this guard at the moment. They're a little tangled in each other's wares.
Mm-hmm.
Reynard, what would you like to do?
You know what? I kind of want to lean into this and I want to stab it with one of my throwing daggers. Can I do that?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So give me a hack and slash here, or unless you have a move for it.
Well, I was going to say, do you think this would surprise the guard?
Yes. Yeah.
The epitomal rogue question.
Am I surprising? Is it your birthday?
let's see here. Since it's a dagger, oh wait, that doesn't have it. So this would be a strength.
Does it not have the? Does the dagger not have like the precise tag or anything?
No, it's got hand,
Okay.
which is why I
Yeah,
went with
then
the rapier for my main. So yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be strength then.
Oh, okay. I got a 6 then.
Yeah.
Trying to be
so
cool,
you,
and I just
you're cool. Yeah,
I
you
was
pull
gonna
it
say-
out, and you're like, oh, I'm in this. I'm like tumbling and pretzeled with this guard. This is gonna be sick. Like I'm gonna like you pull it out, and you're like, haha, and like you tumble, and it's just like your hand smacks against like the this cobblestone below you, and like the dagger just like flies out of your hand as you keep like tumbling like forward with this guard.
I meant to do that to keep it fair.
The guard is like, do you just throw a dagger?
Well, yeah, it's a throwing dagger. It's what you do.
And this guard is like gonna rear back a fist to just punch you in the face. Din, what would you like to do?
I will I will pull Reynard off and kind of like launch him away towards the market. I think that's my best shot. Don't worry. I got dice specifically delivered straight from Spencer. So
Awesome.
it's gonna be great.
Wait,
Wow.
not from the first half, right? It's from.
Did I miss something on the first half?
Spencer's gift, am I right? You know, that one's for you, Ray.
That's nice.
Does this count as a volley, or can this be a strength check?
It can be a strength check. Just like roll 2d6 with strength.
Okay. Yeah, I got this straight from Spencer's. I got a 6.
Oh, you got a 6. Okay, yeah. So you go to like grab Reynard, and the guard grabs Reynard at the same time. And so now you're like doing a tug of war with Reynard, and the guard is like, "Hey, hold on! Hey, you can't. No, you gotta give me back the thing that got thrown at you. We were chasing that other person. You need to give that back right now, or I'm gonna stab you."
You counterpoint. We could kill you, or you could just forget you saw us and walk away, and then you don't die. Eh?
Are you trying
That's
to
a great
parlay?
idea.
I'm trying to reason with him as
Roll
I'm hanging there like between the two of them.
Roll parlay at disadvantage.
Oof. All right. That is a 5.
Yeah, this guard goes, "Kill me? You think you're gonna kill me?" And he, with the hand that's free, like reaches down and pulls out like a sword, a longer sword than the sword that he was holding before when he was facing Danail. And it's just a huge broadsword. And he's like, "Huh, I'd like to see you try. I was top of my class." And now,
That sounds like a great idea.
oh no!
Din pulls out, while still holding on to Reynard with his other arm, he pulls out what I imagine is a little bit of a bigger sword.
Yes.
Okay. And I guess we lunge at the same time and see who wins, huh?
Lunge and see who wins. Give me a hack and slash.
Sorry, Reynard.
No, it's okay. I'll dip, dive, and dodge and dodge.
Yes.
That's a 10.
10? Okay,
Yeah.
you can deal your damage and receive no damage in return, or you can deal an extra d6 of damage. Don't you have a thing that's like an extra d4 as well? Don't you have like a
For damage, yeah. I have an extra d4. Yep.
For damage?
Yep.
So you're already rolling a d10 and a d4. What do you want to?
I think it's fitting that it's a stabbing contest, and I get the damage, and they get the damage too.
Sure.
Who
Yeah.
comes out on top.
How generous of you.
La la la. 11 damage.
What? Okay. You just you okay. I'm this is so funny because you also have a dragon scale shield like as well. I remember you like had that made. So that's like a +1 shield. And it also like is helps with like fire resistance stuff. But do you have that like shield out right now, or
No, it's just me and that's on
just
my
you and your armor? Remind me
'cause
what's your
Reynard's-
armor without your shield? It's pretty. It's like 3 or 4, isn't it?
it's at 4. Yeah.
Your armor without your shield is 4.
Yeah.
I rolled 4 for the damage. So
yeah, don't forget about the I was gonna say don't forget about the foxskin shield that he's holding in one hand, i.e. me.
Oh yeah, the fox skin shield. Yes, of course. Yeah. You get yeah, that doesn't stop damage, but it gives you cover. It gives you it gives you a quarter cover. Yeah, so you I mean you genuinely just like skewer this dude, and he like goes for a shot on you. Like you've already like run him through and he's done for. It's like the light's leaving his eyes and he knows it's no more, but he's like, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna take you down with me. And like all like everything in his life was leading up to this moment. He was gonna make the cult proud. Like Gwyneth was finally going to honor his memory, and like it just his sword breaks as it pierces at your armor and just like chips off like the end of it. And he goes, "Oh, Fook," and then collapses.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's I think Reynard's a little taken aback by this and is like, yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah.
So the two of you are
Running.
running towards the bazaar, this like big marketplace section that's like just outside of the castle area, and you're heading off to like a port that is on kind of the southwest side of Evram, like the entire city. It's a little bit of a distance, but that is like the direction that you're heading. How do you want to traverse the city at this point?
Any ideas?
Well, I mean, we could like try to blend in with the crowd and like going in smoothly, or we could always like run across the rooftops, which is very cinematic.
I might have some issues getting to the. I think I'll stay down on the ground. I think that's the best move for me. Unless you want to be on top, you could split as well.
Are you afraid of heights?
It's not that I'm afraid of heights. It's more that I'm a little bit on the heavier side, and recently I have had an incident where I have fallen from a great height, didn't I?
It's the bread. I noticed I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah. Okay, we stay on the ground.
Oh,
So
right. Reynard can read you like a book.
Oh no!
Yeah. So
I
the
hold
two
on
of you
to
are.
my book.
Yeah, the two of you are traversing through this kind of like crowded marketplace area. Some of them like are coming up to you near you, but you're blending in all right. Trying to like sell you jewels and other counterfeit things, and it's a vase here or there. And as you are getting through to like the other side of this marketplace, you hear someone speaking through like a large cone on the other side, like back from where you came from, and it quiets the whole bazaar very quickly. And you just hear, "We are on the lookout for 3 individuals. A bird, a fox, and some kind of scorpion. A big humanoid scorpion thing. Just if you have any information about them, we want them turned in alive or dead. They could also be dead."
Look down.
What do you two do?
That started out like the start of a very good joke, and then it just went very macabre.
Let's get out of here.
You have a moment
yeah.
before like anyone, like people are like bird, like, oh, I feel like I just saw a bird and a fox. But you have a moment. Would you like to like don disguises quickly, like pull like some scarves off of some racks or like anything like that, or
William,
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
on behalf of Ray and I, I'm a bird. Reynard is a fox. Reynard, actually, you could probably disguise as something, no problem. I'm a bird.
yeah, it's true. You have a pretty long beak too.
Wait. They're looking for one bird. And I want Reynard to find like something that resembles a beak.
A beak? Yes.
And like
yes,
put it
yes,
on and
yes.
like a big like sun hat so it looks like Robin Hood from Disney's timeless classic Robin Hood.
Yes, of course. Of course. There's a roll. I want to roll for this. Just to like look quickly. Can you roll me? Oh gosh, what is it? Yeah, okay. So there's when you go to buy something with money on hand, that's a supply move. It's in the special moves. I want you to, we're going to do a hack of that. I've done this before, but basically you're going to roll either intelligence or intelligence to find, like, to see it, or charisma to like convince somebody to give it to you. So you can do one of those two things, and it's going to be basically a supply roll.
Okay. I do have a roll or
Oh, do
move
you?
for this called connections. Yeah, that lets me put the word out to the criminal underbelly. And if I get, it's a charisma roll, and on a 10 plus, somebody will have it just for me. On a 7 to 9, we have to settle it for something close, or it comes with strings attached. And I love the idea of strings attached to a fake like bird bill. So that is a 6 plus 2 is an 8. So yeah,
You get something
sorry, I don't have
close.
my glasses on. Yeah, I settle for something close, or it comes with strings attached.
Okay, so like, yeah, you get like basically like a beige party hat.
Okay, this will work.
That like from someone like, and I mean, like, there are people in the marketplace that you have like worked with or for, or like a part of like your little like group. So as soon as like they like were tipped off that like they heard that and they had seen you, and like a couple of them come running up to you, and you're like, get me a beak, like, stat, and they run off and they like come back with like stuff that is as close as they could possibly get. So if people are like, at a glance, people are like, oh, there's two birds over there. I want to roll so bad. Can you just roll? So you get this, like, you don this disguise very quickly. Can you roll me just a charisma roll? So like 2d6 with charisma. You two, Din Din, I want both of you to roll on this.
I'm so
I
sorry.
I got a 14.
I got it too.
Okay. That success is so good. I can't fault you for the 2. You have a minus to charisma, by the way? Or did you just
I
roll
have a
snake eyes?
0. Yeah, snake eyes.
Okay. Wow.
Ooh.
Amazing. I just, like, you rolled like almost the best you possibly could and the worst. That's great. So
Yeah.
here's what I think happens. Like, people keep, like, as you're walking through, like hurriedly walking through this bazaar, people keep going like, wait, hold on a minute. There's a bird. And like, and Din, you're just like, and then like, and then Reynard is like, but two birds. And then people are like, oh, okay. That's a little suspicious, but okay.
By the way, I find this incredibly offensive, and I don't think you look anything like me.
I don't think I do either. But people in a crowd, they're rather. Look, I am terribly sorry about this. I realize it is very offensive, but sadly, I was not born a bird.
It's true.
I keep looking for one bird, and all I keep seeing is two. Like a person like that. And one bird with the really long beak. Can someone check that out? Is that actually a bird?
No, I'm the real. What?
Someone like grabs you quick, and they're like, "Hey, hold on a minute. Is there really two birds here?" They grab you. They look at you. Oh, okay. I don't know. They go to give like a tug on your beak.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay,
please
it's real.
stop.
It's a real beak. And
I'll have
someone's
you
like,
know,
what about the
that is-
other one? And that person like
and
looks
then-
over. It's
before-
like, that's obviously a bird.
I'll have you know, that is very offensive to just grow up and grab a beak. How would you feel if I went up and grabbed you by your chinny chin chin?
Yeah. I grab them by their chin. It's rude.
They stay stunned for a moment. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this to you. I'm so sorry.
And as we're kind of getting like mixed into the markets, I want to bend bars, lift gates on one of these like shops that are owned by Reynard's associates, and I want to kind of like cause a stir of like a bunch of cloths and
Big
you know, obscure us and all that jazz. Yeah. I just really wanted an excuse to bend bars, lift gates again, William. Like,
yeah, I feel you.
I rolled a 9. I can choose 2 things. I want to not make a lot of noise, and I want to damage nothing of value. Very sneaky sneak.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and the other one is that it's like quick, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So this is gonna take a second. Like you're very carefully like like just like kind of breaking, like not breaking it, but you're bending it and like in ways that it's not damaging nothing of value, but you're kind of like making a mess, like a ruckus, but like it's not making much noise. And then like as soon as you are done there, I mean, like you are absolutely obscured, and like you go off like past this shop, and like you're exiting the marketplace area. Hearing people go like, I saw 2 birds. I didn't see one. And there was no fox at all. I didn't see a single fox. And what's this about a scorpion? Yeah, so the 2 of you are now like basically just going through the main sidewalks and like streets of this city, just like regular passerbys. And every now and then like you pass a couple of guards as well that are sort of like on the lookout. And as you pass them, both of you like proudly present your beaks, and they just like they nod and like they go on their way. This is a very silly thing we've created.
I love it.
Very quick thinking.
Yeah. So moving past the marketplace, like so now between where you are and like the ports, like this like medical center next to the ports, the 2 of you know that there is like a very bustling like area that it's not like it's not a marketplace. It's like, but it's where like a lot of business like gets taken care of. So sort of the corporate like stuff in town, and you know that it's like heavily guarded. There's like a ton of guards over there. But there are like a few ways around it, and like one of them, I mean, this city is like there are rivers flowing, like little paths flowing through the whole entirety of the city. It's very much like Venice in that sense, but it's not sinking, so it's not very sad. You know. Yeah, we're wiping the sadness away from that, but Yeah, so there's that, and it's like, and to get around it would be like a lot further of a travel, and you're in a hurry, like you need to get to this place. So what would you like to do?
Mhm. Hmm.
So, in my experience, the best thing to do is to walk in and pretend like you own the place.
Yes, I walk in like you own the place. Yes, okay. I suppose
If you're
I can do that.
uncomfortable with that, just you could pretend to be my bodyguard, and if somebody has a problem with me, you just punch them in the face.
That's a great idea. Okay, I can do that.
All right. Would you feel better if I got rid of the beak? I did not mean to offend.
No, I mean it worked. It was good thinking. It was a knee-jerk reaction, and we're trying to, get this package over. So let's do this.
Okay,
2 birds.
let's do it.
Yeah.
2 birds, 1 stone. Well, compass, but yeah. Okay, let's do it.
So the two of you come up to this like gated segment of the city that is like the business sector, and you know that like people who don't work here don't really get to pass through here, so it is locked.
Oh, I happen to have a solution for this. And can I see the box, please?
Yes.
All right. And Renar will open the box and pull out his magic key. I like to call it my key to success. And he will tap the key to the lock.
And
What?
you hear a release as the gate opens. And on the other side of the gate, there are 2 guards that are standing like profile to you as you walk through. And seeing as you like open the gate, they both like nod and go, "Oi."
Hello there.
And they like when they see that you're birds, they do like squint for a second, and then like
Renar
okay,
squints
and then
back.
and they allow you through, and like you go in. So I'm like, what you see is like it's much more sparse, but there are people like, I mean, they're like office front kind of things. It's like there are people. This is where like there's like a bank in here. This is where business gets done, and it's enormous. It is about like 4 times the size of the marketplace that you were walking through earlier. That's why it would be so difficult for you to have like traversed around it, because it's like such a big segment of this part of the city. And genuinely, like every time you take like 5 steps, like a pair of guards walk past you. And the more that they are walking by, and the more you see guards like in pairs like walking by, and they go up to like another pair of guards, and they like you see a little bit of chatter, and then those guards look at the 2 of you, and then like so on and so forth. You continue seeing this sort of thing, and before long, guards are kind of like not necessarily walking anymore, but they're posting up and inconspicuously, trying to catch a glance at the 2 of you. What would you like to do?
Should I punch somebody? Would that benefit our...
Well, mon ami, I think we are made. So
Okay.
be ready to be throwing punches, because it's going to get very dicey very quick.
Okay. Well, not just an act anymore. Stay behind me, and I'll take care of things.
Yes, of course. I will gladly stay behind you this time. I think it may work better than last time where I was cover.
A
Are you
guard
hungry?
to the 2 of you, like a lone guard, like, muscles up and comes over and goes, excuse me, what is your business here? I feel like I've never seen you before.
We're 2 birds. It's fine.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry, but have you never heard of the Grand Kingdom of Aarakocra?
The Grand Kingdom of Aarakocra.
Yes, you are looking at the Crown Prince of the Kingdom of Aarakocra. We had come to port to see about some business with the bank there, and Reynard will point absentmindedly. And as soon as I walk into port with my good man here, we are constantly being stalked by you ruffians. I mean, is this security or is it blatant racism, sir?
Well,
Or person? I don't mean to
you-
assume.
you see, perhaps it is just bad luck for you and your man, but we are on the lookout for a bird individual. And it just so happens that the two of you are bird individuals.
Well, how
No
unfortunate
staring,
for
please.
you.
Hmm.
Because you don't seem to have the ability to count. There are two of us, so clearly we cannot be a single bird individual.
Yes.
Can I get a parlay from you?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, awesome. That is a 5. So I just imagine while Reynard's talking, his beak just falls off.
Yeah, we're and the guard like eyebrows is just raised for a second and like tilts the head forward towards you. Looking.
I punch.
You know what? Yeah, roll me hack and slash at advantage. Because you're getting the drop on this person. It's like very shocking.
That is a 10.
On a 10, you can deal extra damage, or you can choose to take no damage in return.
I think this is a no damage in return thing.
Yeah. Especially since you do so much damage already anyway. So yeah, so roll me your damage on this punch.
Kill a man with one punch. One punch.
3.
3 damage, okay. All right, yeah, so you sock this guard in the face. And he like stumbles back and he goes, my nose. Get them. And all the guards go, hey, and they just start like running in and they're like, it's them. What do the two of you want to do?
I'm gonna throw off my disguise right now and like draw my sword and have a throwing dagger in hand, and I'm just gonna throw it at the guy who just got punched, like the dagger.
Oh, sure, yeah, do a volley for me, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's a 7.
On a 7 and 9, you have to move to get the shot, placing you in danger of the GM's choice. You have to take what you can get at minus 1d6 damage, or you have to take several shots, reducing your ammo by 1.
Okay, I don't think I can take less ammo because it's a thrown weapon.
Sure.
So I'll just take the like less than or the 1d6 less than damage.
Okay, cool.
So damage is just the straight number, right? It's not the plus.
Yeah, it's just a straight number.
Okay, so yeah, that's 3 damage. So hopefully you roll lower than I do.
Yeah. I mean, like, and you get no damage in return because it's a volley. So
Right.
yeah, you throw the dagger and like you stick this guy as the two of you like start just like running by. Could I get defy dangers from both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Reynard. I haven't been one for acting. 7 plus. I guess this would be a dex, so an 8.
It could also be strength for like running like powerfully like bounding forward. I would take that as well.
Beautiful, very powerful.
I got I got an 8 for a very fleet of foot.
Okay, an 8 and a 9. So that means on a defy danger, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. So the two of you like start bolting forward, and like before long, you see that there's no path in front of you that you can get by. The guards like have started like from all sides circling in on you, and there is like a rather large number of them. You're basically like blocked in at this moment. what would you
Mhm.
like to do?
I'd like to prepare defense.
Oh, okay, cool. So defend. When
Yeah.
you stand in defense of a person, item, or location under attack, roll plus con. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 1, and then I'll describe those.
Yep. That's a 10.
On a 10, it's like you can hold 3. And then Reynard, are you standing in defense of Reynard?
Yep.
Cool. Reynard, what would you like to do?
I want to I'm gonna apply use to my poison use to my rapier. And the poison I have is bloodweed, which if I stab anybody and they live, they take or they do 1d4 less damage.
Oh,
They
okay,
mellow out a
cool.
little bit. Beautiful.
Okay,
Pardon?
so you apply that. Yeah, what did you say,
Yeah.
Chris?
Oh, they mellow out a little bit.
Yeah, they mellow out.
Yeah,
They're not so aggro.
right there, just yeah.
So you apply that really quick, and several guards like start bounding in towards you all. Would you like to take some attacks here?
Yeah.
I'm down.
I think the first one that gets in range, I think Reynard's gonna like spring in to stab.
All right.
That is a 10.
On a 10 plus, you can deal extra damage, or you can not receive damage in return.
I think I'm not gonna receive damage in return.
Great choice. Great choice.
That is a 7 damage.
7 damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. You run this guard right through, and they are not looking good at all. They look like horrendous, and especially with that the bloodweed or whatever you would like pierce them with. They are looking extra terrible at the moment. Yeah, all of these guards are. Here's how I want to do this. Like they are just going to be like running in towards you. So I want to just like so Chris, like give me a roll, like roll off. Like it's like the two of you are like standing back to back as like guards are like bounding in.
Awesome.
10.
Awesome.
10.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I'm assuming you take no damage in return.
Yep.
Yeah, roll me your damage then.
An 8.
8 damage. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That guard. You did 7 damage before, right, Reynard?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I thought. So this guard goes down immediately. You like slash it like right down.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Are we like rhinos just blasting through?
Yeah. I mean, like you're trying to like dig yourself an opening here right now. Reynard, like give me another roll as like as a guard like pushes past like the body that's just falling and has like has drawn out like a short blade and is like lunging at you.
That's gonna be a 9.
A 9. So on a 7 and 9, you deal your damage and you get damage in return, but you are Dindin, you are in defensive Reynard right now. So of your 3 hold that you can spend, you can redirect an attack from the thing you defend to yourself, have the attack's effect or damage, open up the attacker to an ally, giving that ally +1 forward against the attacker, or deal damage to the attacker equal to your level.
I would like to redirect the attack to myself.
Okay, Reynard, deal your damage.
Okay. That is an 8.
Oh, okay. That's an 8. And I rolled 4 for the damage, so it's not gonna hurt you at all, is it?
No. Nope. No, run right through it.
So
Awesome.
again, you run right through this guard and they go down. And they're in their last breath, they go for like a stab and stepping like right in front of it, like bing, just like bouncing off of Din Din's armor. The two of you continue forward with this like tactic of Din Din slashing down guards and then taking defense in a position to block them from getting to Reynard. And Reynard like sneaks out from below like the armpit and like gets a little stab off and then goes back like behind. And the two of you, although you can't handle this from all sides, you do manage to break through just a window for yourselves to bolt out of this like business sector. And like you're running forward. And the only issue you have now is a single guard that is standing in front of the gate to the outside. And that gate is locked as well. So it will take a moment to get out. What do the two of you do as you are running and being chased by, I mean, really like 20 or so guards?
Wait, so they're in front of a gate right now?
There's one in front of the gate. The other guards are behind you, chasing you.
If you can take care of that guy, I could take care of that gate really quickly.
Okay. Yeah. I
Or we
can
could
do
do a
that.
switcheroo. That's okay too.
I mean, yeah, you can bend bars, lift gates, or Reynard can use the magic key to success.
I love. What a great problem to have.
We have too many ways to solve this.
I already rolled because I was like, yeah, let's just roll with this. This is great. And it's not gonna be pretty. It's a 7. Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah, 7
So
and 9
that's-
with hack
yeah.
and slash.
Good.
Yeah. You deal your damage.
I
but
thought
you
I
get
rolled
damage
lower than I
instead.
did.
No, you're
Yeah.
good.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and I can cover your damage too.
Yeah, you
'cause
still
I
have 2 hold.
Yeah.
Okay, that is 2 damage, unless he's surprised that I went for the attack and not Din Din.
You know what? Roll me a charisma, like a defy danger charisma.
Okay.
Because if you can fake out the guard, like absolutely.
That is a 10.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yes, then. This guard was super not expected. Like, was like, oh, of course, this big, like the big one with the huge freaking sword's gonna chop at me. Like, absolutely.
Okay. So for my backstab on a okay. So I'm gonna roll an extra 2d6 damage because I have backstab and cheap shot.
Can you what?
I love this.
Yeah, because
What?
yeah, backstab, like one of the options, because I rolled a 7 and 9, one of my options is you deal your damage plus 1d6. And then on the advanced move, the first one that I picked was cheap shot. And that's whenever I use a precise or hand weapon, whenever I backstab, I deal an extra d6 of damage.
Amazing.
Okay. Let's get that damage then. So you rolled 2 already, and then now you're gonna roll 2 more d6.
It's okay. It's not terrifying. It's going to be a 5 total.
That's so you what 5 total plus the 2 you already rolled, or 5 total with the 2 you already rolled?
No, that's 5 total with the 2 I rolled. I rolled a 2 on my d8, a 2 on one of my d6s, and a 1 on one of my d6s.
Oh.
It happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you gonna redirect the
I
attack,
think-
Din Din?
Yeah. It's going to me.
Okay.
I
so
have a
but
specific
Reynard,
way.
yeah, Reynard, what were you about to say?
Oh, I was going to say, I think Reynard kind of gets more into like the stylized like thrust of what he's doing than like hitting anything major.
Yeah, like
Oh,
showing off a little bit.
Yeah, he like stylistically like, does like the Zorro thing, but with an R on this guard's cheek.
Beautiful.
Okay, well, I finally rolled enough damage to hit you, but I'm remembering that the blood bleed is still intact, so hold on. So I rolled 7 on the on my die to deal damage to you, Din Din. And then I rolled the d4 to take away some of that damage, and I rolled a 2. So you are going to take a whopping 1 damage.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm assuming the dog is barking, so or making noise. Yep, that's okay. So Din Din takes like that 1 damage, and then like that guard is still up though. The guard is still there and is in the way, but with one more like move from Reynard, and like Din, you can go directly for the gate. So Reynard, give me that one more roll here really quick.
Yeah. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. Okay, so same thing, same deal. Roll your damage. This time they're not surprised, and it's not a cheap
Yeah.
shot or anything. So
It's a 7 damage.
you rolled more.
I know. That's yeah. That's just how the dice roll tonight.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so you run right through this guard, and they go to strike you in their final moment. And this attack, I rolled an 8 on a D8. I rolled an 8. And let's see how much that is taken away. I rolled a 4 to take. I rolled a 4 on a D4. So that means you take no damage, then. That's ridiculous.
So as the person like goes for a lunge, I'm Reynard, I'm thinking like is stepping out of the way, and then just behind him Din is like mashing forward with the shield, and he like takes the swing and keeps running and just rams this guard straight into the the wall.
Yeah,
and
you're basically doing Ben Bar's lift gates, but like with a person
plus human.
Yeah, plus human. No benefits, but it gives you 3/4 cover.
Ben Bar's lift gates crush human. I got you.
And it's a 7. And I think that's just one effect. And I will do
quick.
Yeah, just fucking quick, man.
You destroy the gate. It's super loud. You bust it open. But the two of you get through fast enough so that the guards behind you don't catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And as you leave this like business sector area and everything, the last like bit right before you would be getting to the medic area. I mean, like you are being chased now. It is like you are chased. There's like 20 or so guards like just from there, and they're probably collecting more people as you're going. In this moment, I would say like what you're thinking is if you keep heading like directly to where you need to go, they will likely like follow you. So there is like an element of like needing to divert them, but also make it to where you're going. So what would the two of you like to do?
Any ideas?
I think we should split it up. You have this very important task, and I think you should complete it. And they know me. The guards, they know my tricks. So I will get them away, and you do what you need to do.
Okay, stay safe. Do you have any more of your compatriots?
Oh yeah, we are everywhere. Is there a way I could use connections to kind of help like Din get like a safe house?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like give me a roll.
Okay. Let's see here. That is an 11.
Okay. Yeah. So I think like as you're both like running forward, dipping and like diving between alleyways and stuff, like getting out of sight of these guards as you're having this conversation, you're talking about like splitting up. And like as soon as you have that moment, it's like, okay, do you like have more compatriots? And then you say like, oh yes, we are everywhere. You push Din through like this cloth curtain into this like into it like a safe house as you continue off forward. And Din, like two people like come up and like start taking you down into the basement, and they're saying like, we are friends, don't worry, this is what we do.
It's my pal.
They take you into the basement, and they start guiding you to this like they have dug basically into the sewage system below the city. So you can now like take like from here, you can take that tunnel basically like down to where the ports are, and then you can double back from the port to get to the medical, like the small like medical hut like area.
Whew. Okay.
You go off, and up top, can I get a defy danger roll from you, Reynard, to get you away from these guards?
Yeah.
To distract them enough that they are following you, but like that they aren't, catching up to you.
Yeah, it's a 10 if we're going dexterity.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
And you know what? You don't have a bird weighing you down now, so you climb up onto the buildings, and you're like you're just jumping from building to building, going like, "Hey, look up here! Hey, everyone's it's me, the fox!" Like,
I'm going to rob the bank, and just like head off towards the bank.
And all of the guards are running after you and like, hey, come back here! Hey, get him! As Din, you come out of the other side of the sewage. You pop up outside of the port, looking over at a ship that you had secured a day or so earlier. You walk past it, the box in your hand with the ornate, detailed Kraken drawing. You open it up and you see this compass that is not pointing north or south or anything, but is pointed in one stagnant direction. And you begin your walk towards this medical area. But as you come up on it, it's just in your sight. And you see that it is surrounded by guards.
Okay.
And next time on Hijinks and Dungeon World. Cool. Yeah, great. Oh, I love your character so much, Ray.
Thank you.
I wanted to jump right into it when we started, like coming out of the break. So now that that's out of the way, I do want you to introduce yourself, and like we got out through like the role play that your character was like a fox person and like a thief and everything. But if you want, like, introduce yourself, tell us like where you're from, why you're here, and the other stuff that you're working on, and if you want to tell us a couple other tidbits about your character, like I would love to hear it.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Ray. My pronouns are he, him. I'm on Twitter. My handle is at Mr. Ray RPG with an underscore between Mr. and Ray and RPG. And I am the keeper for $2 creature feature, which you can find us on. Thanks. You can find us on all social media at $2 creature.
Yes.
I really hope I'm right about that, because my cast has to correct me every time. We've only been doing this for months. But yeah, I run a Monster of the Week RPG that is a campaign that is set in the 60s. We're a carnival that goes around the country hunting monsters and unraveling the mysteries. I'm on there with a few other people who can I say this part?
Yes.
There are a few more of like my cast who are going to be guest starring on Hijinks and Handlers. Yes. Yeah, so they're going to be coming on, and it'll be a good chance for you to meet us. We release new episodes every other week on purely audio, so we're on Spotify and just most places you can find where podcasts are audioed. I don't know if I'm saying this right. If it's not clear, I haven't prepared any of this.
Okay.
But yeah, William is our editor, and they asked if we would like to guest star on Hijinks and Dungeon World, which we were all really big fans of the series anyways, and Hijinks and Handlebars beforehand. So we were all like instantly, yes, let's do it. So thank you for that opportunity. Right now we're in a like sort of like technical difficulty hiatus.
Yeah.
So we're doing, yeah, William's computer got
I
ate up
completely
by
my com-
gremlins.
and I'm the editor.
Yeah, William's our editor. And so like in the meantime, we've been producing a lot of just kind of like one shots with guests every time. And we have a new episode coming out next week. It's going to be on our YouTube with Megan. I can only remember her Twitter name is Kawaii Pop. So she's on there. We're doing a really fun game of Shroom Goons. And I keep saying a lot. But anyways, my character, Reynard, I got him because I kind of waffled on what I was going to decide to do until like the last minute. But I really like the idea of a trickster for a thief. And then I thought of like Reynard the Fox, and I thought, hey, why not just play that as this character? And so everything after that just kind of fit into place. He's a very talented actor. He fancies himself the best thief in the world. He's never really met another fox folk, so he kind of imagines himself as the only one. And so he's got this ego that he thinks he's so special. So yeah, that's why that's how I tried to play him, and I hope that came across well.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Beautiful.
Yes, chef's kiss indeed.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was Megan Murphy.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. As soon as because we had Megan on Court of Corvids, playing Thistle.
Yes.
And she was so wonderful. Oh, such absolutely like yes, the delightful. Yes, exactly. The delightful Megan Murphy, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, we to give a spoiler, we played a little game called Shroom Goons, which a friend of mine made. I make games like tabletop games, so you can find me on itch. Just go to itch and search for Mr. Ray, and you'll find I have like 3 games out right now. But yeah, a friend of mine made this mushroom game, and if you know Megan Murphy, she loves mushrooms. So we thought she'd be perfect for this game, and it was delightful. It's like one of my favorite games to run, and it was just magical. I can't wait for it to come out and everybody to see it.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and thank you so much for being on, Ray. I was like, I want to make it clear, even if I wasn't working on your podcast, I still would have had you all on. I'm just like a fan of all of you as people,
you.
and yeah, this is a lot of fun. It's fun. This is our like first time like playing together.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm so happy I got to be a part of that.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I want to. So I just Chris, go ahead. For your sign off here.
Oh yeah. I have been Chris Taniguchi, Tanamato playing Din Din, both he, him. And yeah, I do animation and stuff on the side. Yeah. Well, no, as my job. Oh my God, what's happening? They're RPGs
you're
are
podcasting me now.
That would be awesome. But yeah, I put stuff up on YouTube, and if you want to check out my stuff, just go there. Ray, you've been a delight, and I just want to say I'm so happy I get to play with you guys.
Whenever I got the word that we were going to be playing together, I was like, yes. I mean, not to say I wouldn't have been that way with any of the other class, but groups. William's here too, so I mean, it's the 3 of us.
It's the 3 of us.
Yeah, just hanging out, playing games.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to wrap us up here. I've been William, the GM, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at kwilliamwhite. I also do a couple other shows on QueueTimes. I am in a Pathfinder 2nd Edition show called Court of Corvids, and that happens on Sundays at 1:30 p.m. Pacific. That is a long running campaign as well. We're about like 50-ish episodes into that, and you can find all of those on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel, a playlist called Court of Corvids. It's really great. It's super fun. I play, a goblin fighter who talks like this, and they're like also sort of a detective Ashwilo, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm married to Jonas in the game. Jonas, who is, if you haven't seen the show before, you don't know who that is, but Jonas is one of the main cast members for Hijinks and Handlebars and Hijinks and Dungeon World, and we both are playing in that game, and our characters are married, and it's a lot of fun. So I would check that out for sure. I like it's really great. It is GM'd by Jake, who is the king of QueueTimes, and I think you would hate that I said that. I don't know. And also Krug, who is the other half of Game Gorgon, if you've ever seen that. So and then Molly. Molly McIsaac is the other cast member for that show, and it's really awesome, and it's so good, and it's a lot of fun. So I'd check that out. The other show I do is called Killer Set. It's kind of like in an ethereal state where it is either happening or not happening at all times, but it is supposed to be a Monster of the Week campaign where I take real live musicians and bands and I have them play fake musicians and bands who have to fight monsters and solve mysteries in order to play their gigs. We've had Pink Shift and we have had Bad Moves, both of those bands. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool, and I'm hoping to have more in the future. But bands who are very bad at getting back to me about doing stuff like this. It's hard to coordinate like all of the members of the bands too, because especially in quarantine, they're not really seeing each other all that often. So like before Glass Beach all moved in together, I'm in a band too called Glass Beach. You should check that out at Glass Beach Band and everything, and our stuff's on Spotify and all that stuff. Okay, cool. The last thing I want to do is thank Spencer again for the first half of this episode. It was a lot of fun. I've never really done like just one-on-one shot kind of thing, so I was like a lot of fun, and I knew Spencer was, if anyone, the person to do it with, because their brain is like running like a mile a minute. So easy job for me. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Spencer, again. And yeah, this has been Hijinks and Dungeon World. This is now our time and our slot. We are every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. We hope to see you again next week, where we will continue the hijinks with a couple more guests, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I think that's all. So have a good week, everybody.
Bye.